Hello students and welcome to this calculus lesson. In this video, we're going to be going over what would look like a free response question on an AP exam. You're going to need your calculators in this video, so let's get started. So in this question, we're going to be given a graph and we have a tangent line that's going to be going through these. So we can see here in the graph that this tangent line has an intersection point. We have two regions here. We have region R and region S, and we have this point, 0, 3. So the first thing we want to do is find the area of region R. And this is just a simple integral. So we're going to find the integral. So R is going to be equal to the integral from this lower x value to 0, okay? Well, how am I going to find that lower x value? Well, that's just, like I said, that's going to be a calculator question. So you're going to pull up your calculator here, graph that function, and you're going to find that 0.
You give me motivation, make my life vacation. When we are together, I surrender. Give you all my money.
So when I find that 0, I get negative 1.3731. So I'm going to put that here in my work, negative 1.3731. And we're going to just find the integral of alpha of x dx. So I can write that down. And of course, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find this integral from negative 1.3731 to 0. And again, we're going to do that on our calculator. So let's go ahead and do that.
You're my island, tray of diamonds. Big was fake, help me find you. You're a blessing, reminiscent of the time when I found myself guessing.
And when I do that, my answer comes out to be 2.9031. So this is approximately 2.9031. And remember, if you go to 4 decimal places, that's great. You're never going to get a wrong answer. Otherwise, just go to 3 decimal places. Whether you round it or not, it is going to be counted as correct. So we've found the region R, and it makes sense, right? We have a positive region. It is all above the x-axis. So we seem to have gotten a correct answer. So now the next thing we want to do is find the equation of line L if it is tangent to the graph of f of x at 0, 3. Well, remember, we want two things when we're doing tangent lines. The first thing that we want is a point of tangency. Well, that's given to us. That is going to be 0, 3. Fantastic. That's super easy. The other thing we want is the slope of the tangent line. Well, how do we find slope? Well, we need the derivative at 0. So let's see. We're going to get f prime of 0. Well, in order to do that, honestly, since this is a calculator question, let's just go ahead and whip out the calculator and figure that out. That's going to be analyze graph dy dx, and we're going to find it at 0. So 0, enter, and I get negative 0.5 or 1/2. So negative 1/2. So the equation of my tangent line is going to be y minus 3 equals negative 1/2 x minus 0. Remember, there is nothing that you need to do about simplifying this. Of course, if we need this in a later problem, we can simplify it there. So what we want to do is, at what ordered pair other than 0, 3 does the graph of line L intersect the graph of f of x? Okay, so right here we're looking for, all right, what is this intersection point? Okay, now we might want to simplify our equation. So we're going to say, okay, y equals negative 1/2 x plus 3. So that's the equation of the tangent line and something that I can graph on the calculator. So let me go ahead and do that real quick.
Baby girl, you're so fun, I can't get you off my mind, ooh, girl.
You can see we get pretty much the exact same question or the exact same graph that we have in our situation here. And so what I want to do is I want to find, all right, what is that intersection point? So analyze graph, intersection, just click and drag, and we get it here, 3.3899, 1.3051. So let's go ahead and write down, what is that other point? Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to find the area of region S. And region S isn't going to the x-axis. Region S is going to be the area between two curves. And honestly, whenever you do go to the x-axis, you are finding the area between two curves, except you're finding it to the equation y equals 0, which is the x-axis. So it's minus g of x, which is minus 0. Anyway, we are finding the area between two curves. So we have the lower bound of integration, which is right there at 0. We have the upper bound of integration, which is going to be the x value of that coordinate point that we just found. So we're going to do the upper function minus the lower function. The upper function in this case is going to be the equation of that line that we found. The lower function is going to be f of x. So this is what I was saying in the last video, when sometimes f of x might be your upper function or your lower function. So let's go ahead and write out what our equation is. So when I write this, I'm going to find s equals the equation. We're going from 0 to that point of intersection, so 3.3899. And we're going to have my upper function, the equation, which is right there. And that's going to be -1/2 x plus 3 minus the lower function. I'm going to put this in parentheses. And so then that's going to be minus f of x, which is x cubed over 4 minus x squared over 3 minus x over 2 plus 3 cosine x dx. Now this is a calculator question, so obviously we can just go ahead and put it into the calculator. I'm going to do that so we can get the exact answer, or not the exact answer, but like the calculator answer. And let's figure out what this comes out to be using the calculation tools on our calculator. All right, when I plug everything into the calculator, and as I'm going through it, I'm double checking that I'm writing it all into the calculator so that I don't make a mistake, right? And I also write the equation down so I can still get a point. Even if I have a typo in my calculator, I get a point for writing out what I'm actually finding. And then if my typo makes me get a incorrect answer, then I still get a point on a 2-point problem. But this comes out to be 6.98199. So 6.98199, and I'm not even gonna simplify this or round this up or anything, because always 4 decimal places and you are good to go here. So of course, think about what we found. We found the area between those two curves. That's what we ended up doing. We did a lot of other steps and other work that kind of led up to this. That's honestly what free response questions do pretty often, is like they do kind of relate. Sometimes you do have to grab answers from previous questions. So hopefully you followed along everything in this video, making connections between what we did in the last video and all the work we've done up to this point. We're almost done with all the AP Calculus lessons. So of course, if you do need any help with understanding this problem and how we did it, please reach out to me. I'm always here to help. My name is Mr. Hernandez, and this is Mr. Hernandez Teaches.